race for the 22nd Congressional District is set. Republican incumbent Brandon Williams is facing a challenge from Democrat John Mannion. Political observers expect this race to be one of the most hotly contested races in the country. Joining us live to talk more about this race, Luke Perry, a distinguished professor of political science at Utica University. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Professor Perry, why is the nation's attention, so much attention, on New York 22?
I think it comes down to the fact that this district has been relatively competitive for many House cycles. When you look at House seats across the country, the vast majority of the 435 seats are either heavily Republican districts or heavily Democratic districts. There's only about 30 or 40 districts each cycle that are competitive, and NY22 has consistently fallen in that threshold.
Gotcha. Let's take a look at last night's results, if you could analyze it for us. So John Mannion did very well in Onondaga County and Cayuga counties, but he did not win Madison and Oneida counties. Your thoughts on that, and what does he need to do? Can he overcome that?
I think you had two experienced candidates, Senator Mannion, obviously at the state level, and Sarah Clee Hood at the local level, and having run for Congress once before. I think this came down to the fact that 70% of the votes last night came from Onondaga County, and John Mannion won 70% of that vote. And so Sarah Clee Hood was competitive in Onondaga County in the last election, but this time lost by 5,000 more votes. And I think that was really the difference in this election.
And how about the other two counties where he did well?
I think what you see is Onondaga County, as I mentioned, is where most of the votes are. And then you've got 4 other counties that have 1,000 to 3,000 voters in this primary, respectively. And it's basically a geographic split. The eastern part of the district went for Sarah Clee Hood. She's been out this way quite a bit. She's got a lot of connections and grassroots partnerships throughout Oneida County and Madison County, and I think that's why you see her doing well there. And of course, Senator Mannion represents the Syracuse area. He's very good at retail politics, had the support of labor unions, and I think that helps explain his success there.
Now, both parties we know are going to sink a lot of money into the race. That means a lot of commercials. You expect the race to get really nasty?
I think it will be a highly contested race, and in this current political climate, I think moments are not going to be pleasant. I think even though there's a lot of attention on this race, for me, I think we're on the precipice of the turning point. NY22 has been fairly consistently Republican for the last few decades, minus an exception here and there with Anthony Brindisi and Mike Arcuri. But as the shape of the district has changed with redistricting, it's become much more Democratic. And now Democrats have a 30,000 registered voter advantage, which is going to be significant in the general election. And this was the district last time that Joe Biden, the old district, he won by 7 points. And with this latest redistricting now, he would have been up by 11 points. So Democrats have a significant advantage, and I think it's going to flip the narrative. Even though Williams is the incumbent, I think he's going to have to be more of an underdog and run a more creative campaign to hold off Mannion.
It will be interesting to see how the district boundaries have changed and how that will impact results. Let's talk about issues. What do you think are some of the key issues that will be brought up for the candidates? What should they be focusing on?
Economy is always number one. I think under the Biden administration, there's been a rebound with the economic situation, but the political reality is one where not everybody feels that or has experienced that. And so that traditionally is the top issue. And then when I think you go beyond that, different parties are going to emphasize different things. Republicans are going to emphasize immigration, criminal justice. Democrats are going to emphasize abortion rights, climate change. I think what we'll see locally will mirror the larger campaign, the presidential campaign that we're all going to take in.
Professor Perry, thank you so much for your insight. As always, we appreciate it, and we will be talking to you again because there are a lot of issues to cover as we cover the races.
Anytime. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.